The Highways of Hilarity. It was a sunny Friday afternoon when Tyler and Marla decided to embark on the most ill-advised road trip of their lives. Tyler, a lanky guy with a love for anything that could be described as herbal, and Marla, his practical but occasionally adventurous cousin, had been talking about a road trip for weeks. But this time, it wasn't just any trip. It was a road trip to the mythical land of 420 acres, a cannabis farm where the legends claimed the weed was so good it'll change your soul. "I'm telling you, this place is going to blow our minds," Tyler said, pulling his tie-dye t-shirt over his head. "It's like the Woodstock of weed." "I don't know, man," Marla replied, eyeing the suspiciously large bag of snacks Tyler had packed. "Are we really going to drive 6 hours just for weed? What if it's like a scam?" Tyler gave her a sidelong glance, his eyes already half closed. "Marla, have you seen the reviews? People say it's a spiritual awakening. It's not just about the weed. It's about the journey, man." Marla was about to argue, but the sound of the car's engine starting distracted her. "Fine, let's get this over with," she grumbled, throwing a bag of pretzels into the back seat. The road trip started off innocently enough until they hit the first gas station. It wasn't long before Tyler was in a heated debate with the cashier over the proper way to use a gas station microwave. "You just hit reheat," Tyler said, pointing at the microwave like it was a space shuttle control panel. "It's easy, dude." "No, man," the cashier replied, shaking his head. "It's more about balance. You gotta feel the microwave's energy. It's all about connecting with the machine." Tyler stared at him, blinking rapidly. "Are you saying microwaves have feelings?" "I don't know, man. Do they?" Marla rolled her eyes. "You two are the same person. Let's just go before we end up in a philosophical debate about popcorn." Back on the road, things took a strange turn. As they were cruising down the highway, Tyler suggested they take a shortcut through a forest to get to the farm faster. Marla hesitated. "Tyler, are you sure? This looks like the kind of place where people get abducted by aliens." "I've got this," Tyler said confidently, adjusting his sunglasses. "Trust me, my GPS is on fire today." The GPS promptly started glitching, giving them directions like turn right at the next invisible portal and arriving in 8 light years. Eventually, they found themselves in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by trees that looked like something straight out of the Blair Witch Project. "Are you sure we're going the right way?" Marla asked, scanning the woods nervously. "Absolutely," Tyler said, clearly zoning out. "This is where the magic happens, Marla. We're in the vibe zone now. The universe is just recalibrating." After a few more wrong turns, and one failed attempt to navigate by a compass that had been left out in the rain, they ended up at a dilapidated gas station that looked like it hadn't sold gas since 1975. "This is not it," Marla said, peering through the cracked windows at a lone, sun-bleached sign that read, "For 120 acres. Free rides to enlightenment." Tyler looked at her with a big grin. "Of course it's it. Look at the sign. It's all in the cosmic alignment." They cautiously approached the door, which swung open with an eerie squeak. Inside was a lone figure behind the counter, an old man with a long white beard, wearing a robe that looked like it belonged to Gandalf's less successful cousin. "Welcome, seekers," the old man said in a voice that sounded like he'd swallowed a cloud of smoke. "You have arrived at the place where dreams meet reality, and then reality gets a little confused." Marla blinked. "This is, it's not exactly what I expected. I thought this place would be a farm, not a weird gas station cult." The old man smiled mysteriously. "A farm is just a field where wisdom grows. Come, taste the wisdom." Marla and Tyler exchanged looks, but followed the man into the back room, which turned out to be a small, dimly lit space filled with shelves of jars labeled with things like Cosmic Kush and Bliss Bombs. "We grow it right here," the old man said, handing them each a small, unmarked bag of what looked like ordinary weed. That's it?" Marla asked, Tyler took the bag and inhaled deeply, his eyes widening. Whoa, Marla, this is next level. The old man nodded sagely. That's because you've unlocked the doorway. Now you're ready to embark on the real trip. And so, with Tyler and Marla now fully convinced they were in some sort of spiritual nexus, they climbed back into the car, drove in circles for another few hours. They were convinced the GPS was now in on the joke, and ended up right back at the gas station. Well, that was something, Marla said, trying to steady herself. Tyler grinned, his face half hidden behind a bag of chips. Told you it was a spiritual journey. And as they finally made their way home, they decided maybe next time they'd stick to road trips with a little less vibe zone and a little more MapQuest. The end, or was it just the beginning,